Hello guys, we are live now. uh, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you are joining me live, if you've joined me live, let me know if you can hear me clearly in the comment section. All right, let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Can you hear me in the comment section? For those of us, a couple of us have joined me live. I have my phone here, so I'm looking at it to see if network is cool and if you could hear me. So if you can hear me, okay. Promise said he could hear me live. Okay, Chinedu said he could hear me. All right, awesome. Ibrahim Tohib, okay, has also joined us live. So if you are joining us live, let me know if you can hear me clearly in the comment section. Yesterday I shared with us, I told us that I will be going live today to share a couple of lessons I learned doing online business in 2020. Okay, Faith Ukeje also just joined us live. So I made the announcement in the group yesterday that I will be going live at 9 p.m. today to share with us, business lessons that I learned over the course of the year. First of all, I'm going to get on with what I have for us for the night. And I believe for those that may not be able to join us live, the video will be up so they can perhaps watch it whenever they would like to, okay, or whenever they come on live. All right. Okay, so that being said, obviously it's not always you get. I've been on this space for a couple of years now, and I will start by saying that I've come to realize that most times majority of those that get into online business, they don't get into it with the right mindset. And when I say online business, I don't care if it's affiliate marketing, if it's information marketing, if it's e-commerce, if it's on freelancing, okay, product launching on platforms like JVZoo, Warrior Plus, and so on and so forth, cryptocurrency, forex trading, okay. Online business is online business, depending on the model of, the one you are into. But then the kind of a common theme which I have come to realize is that many people, majority of those that get started in online business, they don't go into online business with the right mindset. Okay? They don't go into online business, they don't start the online business with the right mindset. And here is what I mean. For many of them, they see online business as a quick money-making scheme that you jump into it today and you cash out the next day. Like one of these Ponzi schemes that will ask you invest 1,000 naira and in the next 30 minutes or 20 days or 30 days you make 300,000 naira or a million naira back. Okay, then most people invest only to find out that in the long term, they have been scammed. So majority of those that get into online business have this mindset of let's just go and do this, make the money and leave. And I'm getting somewhere with this, all right? In the long run, what happens is that when the challenges of business hit them, when the challenges of doing business, whether it's online or offline, but in this case online, when the challenges of doing online business hits them, they don't stand the times. Because yes, like every other business, there will always be challenges. So I am very big, for anybody that knows me, you know that I'm very big on mindset. I will tell you, I know for a fact that there are persons that would have wanted to invest in any of my courses, But some of them, if I get the opportunity to interact with them and find out that their mindset is messy, I don't I wouldn't want to take, I don't want to take their money, because for me, it's not just about the money. It's not just about selling courses. It's about the student eventually becoming successful. Okay? And now, how this comes to play, given our topic of the night, is that because of the fact that you started this business on the wrong mindset, with the wrong mindset, you don't think like a business owner. You don't think like an entrepreneur. What do I mean by that? Now, a very good, a shrewd business person would, at the end of every year, take stock. By that I mean, he or she would sit down, ask himself, what did we do right this year? What did we do wrong? What did we get right? What did we not get not quite so right? How can we improve? How can we get better? And when they ask themselves these questions, they see room for improvement. Those things that they did well, they get to keep it. But those things that they did wrongly, or those things that didn't really yield the result they would have wanted, the positive result they would have wanted, which, by the way, if you are doing business, like, everything is about cash flow, revenue, okay? So those things that doesn't add to their bottom line, that doesn't add to increase in revenue, they tend to either stop doing it or see how they could do it much better. All right? Then after that, they get to set goals, targets for the new year. That is how a real business owner thinks. That is how an entrepreneur that wants to, an online entrepreneur that would want to grow a big business think. But if you are caught up in the short-term mindset, if you are caught up in the mindset of let me do this and let me just do this, and shebi they say if you go into e-commerce, you do this and hit and run, or if I go into affiliate marketing, they say it's the shortest way to become rich, that kind of a thing. If you go into it with that mindset, you wouldn't think long term. You wouldn't sit to review what you've been doing and map out strategies for taking the next step. So mindset is a really big thing. If you really want to, I keep saying it, if you really want to go find your online business, regardless of the model of online business you practice, get your mindset right. Get your mindset right. Okay? So with that, let's get into the lessons. I have my notes here, so from time to time I will be looking at the points which I've already written down. First of all, I don't just do, depending on when you get to know me and what you know me for. There are some persons here that know me as, yes, Obinna is an e-commerce guy. Other persons know me as an info product guy. Others know me as the copywriter. Okay, yeah, I'm all this. I'm all this because for those that know my story, that know my journey, I started off as a copywriter, basically as a writer in the personal development niche. Okay, then over the years I evolved, reinvented myself, went into copywriting and fell in love with it. So I became the well-known copywriter that everybody talks about on the internet marketing space. Then from there, I now, of course, started teaching people what I know, and the digital publishing, which is known as information marketing aspect of my business, the e-commerce aspect of my business, and so on and so forth. So I run these businesses. I'm not just your e-com guy or the copywriter or the info marketing guy. I have these businesses, and for each of them we have our targets and our goals. So the lessons I'm going to share with you, first of all, I'm going to share what we actually did earlier in the year when COVID-19 hit everybody. Like on January 1st, 2020, if I would have asked all of us here, those that have joined me live and those that would eventually get to watch this video, if I had asked any of you, did you see COVID-19 coming? at the level the stuff hit us, the pandemic hit the world. None of us saw it coming. Yes, towards the tail end of 2019, there was, COVID-19, but it was more like nobody took it serious. Okay, even as at January this year, February, nobody took it serious, right? So nobody saw what we experienced this year as business owners coming, the COVID-19, the lockdown, and every other thing, okay? But then what happened is that, of course, as a business person, things will happen that you never foresaw. Things will happen that you never planned for. What stands you out from the others is how you quickly adapt to the change. As an online entrepreneur, things will happen unexpectedly, things you never expected. For example, the COVID-19, the lockdown, months of lockdown, and so many other things. What stands you out? And that is why I keep talking about the mindset for those you that will think long term. What stands you out from the rest is how you adapt to the change. It was Charles Darwin that said, "It is not the strongest nor the fittest that survives. It is that species that adapts much quicker, much faster to the change." Adaptation. So when COVID-19 hit us, we knew that, or personally, I knew that things are no longer as they used to be. Okay? So I had to go back, think, ask myself questions. And one of the things we did in our business, digital publishing business, was to pivot. Okay? We had to pivot immediately. And what do I mean by that? Number one of the things we did, which you could do going forward, is I went back. I had to review all our funnels, the courses, the programs we have that we've been selling online. I had to review every funnel. And I realized that the marketing message we have been using to push these products would no longer cut it in this COVID-19 era, in this lockdown period. Okay? Yeah, because people were anxious, many people, workers were laid off, businesses were going down, and so on and so forth. So there are marketing messages that wouldn't resonate at the time. So part of what I did as the chief lead of our various businesses was to go back to the drawing board and come up with the marketing messages that speak to the time. Come up with the marketing messages that speak to the time. Okay? So if it was do this online business, how you could make money doing doing e-commerce in 2019 or in 2020, it wouldn't cut out again. We are talking about we are in the COVID-19 era. So I had to change the message. It could be how, depending on who we are targeting, the message, are you looking to resonate with professionals who we are scared of? Some of them have already been laid off their work. Some of them were anxious. They were afraid that if this thing should continue, it's very likely they're also going to lose their job. So what is the next action to take? What is the next step? What else do they do? What business do they go into? So we had to craft marketing messages that would resonate with people like that. Okay? Those that they have known about online business before, but they weren't so much interested. What were they going to do? We had to craft marketing messages that would resonate with them. Those that were into e-commerce, obviously we all knew that during the lockdown, to deliver items to customers became a very big challenge because there was no longer interstate travels. So majority of guys doing e-commerce were looking to get into the affiliate marketing, information marketing side of things. So what did we do? We took our marketing message and repackage it, made it in a way that it has to resonate with those guys. So these were different segments of the market, and we had to craft our marketing messages accordingly to resonate with different segments of the market. That was part of what we did to get going. Most marketers didn't do that. And they, of course, if you are not adapting to the changes of the market, to the changes of the be it climate change, economic change, whatever it is, before you know it, you are not just leaving money on the table. Before you know it, you go out of business. So the first thing we do was to pivot, to restructure our funnels, to recraft our targeting messages. Now, another thing we did also was to started making offers that courses that ordinarily we would have sold for 20,000, 30,000 or thereabout. What we did was to give a discount, to slash the price. But then, and that is where you have to understand what marketing is all about. It is one thing to sell your product. It is one thing to sell your product at any rate. Maybe slashing the price of your product is another thing to let your audience know this is why we're doing this. Here is what I mean. Understand that when you are selling, when you are making an offer, people have objections. And one of the objections your buyer would have is objection of price. It could be, why is this product, why is it costing this much? Why is the price very high? It could also be, why is this too low? Why is the price too low? So there are two price objections a buyer would have or could have. Why is the price too high and why is it too low? Most marketers don't know this. And if it's an objection, if you are selling, if they perceive your price to be too high and you don't address that objection, obviously they won't buy. And if they perceive your price too low, what do we say? This offer is too good to be true. And you are not giving a reason why they have to accept the offer, why you are making them that offer at such ridiculous amounts, they are not going to buy. So what happened is that when we slashed the price of our products, part of our marketing message, we had to make it clear to our audience, to our buyer, to our prospect that the reason you are getting this offer at this price is because we understand the season we are into. The reason you are getting this course that in the past would have gone for 30,000, the reason you are getting it for 5,000 naira, for 1,000 naira is because we know, yes, this is a difficult moment for many people out there, and it's not as though we are insensitive to the happenings around the world. So this is us trying to help you get started in your online business. This is us trying to help you keep going without losing hope. Okay, so that makes it understandable. So when someone looks at our offer and be like, okay, they have slashed the price, this is, I'm getting all this at this crazy amount, but why would they give that? Oh, because of COVID-19. Okay, you've already knocked off that objection. Okay, you've already knocked off that objection. Then another thing we did, which there was a time I made a bundle offer. For those of you that follow me, of course, as a marketer, there is always a method to your madness. If you are just making an offer because every other person is making an offer, you are getting it all wrong. Okay, if you are just making an offer because every other person is making an offer, you are getting it all wrong. If you are selling your product, whatever your product is, this case I'm talking about information product because I'm still going through the lessons, what we did in our digital publishing business. So you have an information product and you are selling your info product 1,000 because every other person is selling for 1,000. You are getting it wrong. Why you are getting it wrong is, why would you sell it for 1,000? Number one, you don't know what their strategy, why are they selling, they are making that offer at such price. For example, part of what we did when we slashed prices and we started making all these bundle offer, I also I realized that there were persons that have been following me online, some of them on my list, some of them on my social media platforms, and these guys have not bought from me before, okay? Now, when we slashed the price, because of the times we were into, or we are still into, because COVID is still here, they made us believe, they saw it as an opportunity for them to, wow, this guy is giving out all this for this crazy amount. Let me go and have it. But what happens is that as a marketer, you have to also understand that for someone that has invested in a kobo with you, $1 with you, that person is much more likely to invest 1,000 with you. Okay? For someone that has invested a kobo with you, the chances of them investing 1,000 naira or dollars with you is very high. So in that moment, what we actually did behind the strategy was, these guys that all this while for the past months or probably years have been sitting on the fence, they have not jumped in to get our offer. Now at this ridiculous amount, I know that they would want to come in and get this offer. And when they get it, obviously for anybody that has gone through my program or any of my programs, you know that I put so much into it. So they are going to get it, they're going to go through it, and in their mind they'll be like, wow, like this is crazy, this ridiculous amount of value I got for so less a fee, a price. And by the way, to confirm the strategy, to confirm my thought at the time, I got lots of messages from people that will say, wow, Obinna, I can't believe that I got this offer for this amount. Like, I got messages, even some of them came on my the comment section of my promotion to leave a comment in that regard. But what has happened at that time is that I have gained their trust. And because I have gained their trust, they will be much more open to do business with me in the future. So it was also a strategy. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, there has to be a method to your madness. You don't just make an offer or place a price tag on your products, info products, digital product, because every other person is doing that. No, you don't just sell maybe an info product, in this case 1,000 naira, because you looked around and you saw every other person selling theirs for. You have to ask yourself, what is the strategy? What is the method to this madness? All right. So that's that. We had to pivot. We restructured our funnels, during at the early stages of the COVID-19 stuff, the lockdown period. We restructured our funnels. We restructured our marketing messages. Then we made some discount offers, some bundle offers, and so on and so forth. And why we did that was, number one, to speak to the times we were living in, to communicate emotionally to our audience, to our potential customers, to our potential clients. And also in the long run, for those that got our bundle offer, for those that have been sitting on the fence initially, getting our offer, going through it, helped build that trust. They have seen that, yes, this guy is actually the real deal. Okay, he doesn't talk crap. He doesn't just put any watered down content or product out there. Okay, so that was me. That was us gaining their trust. And of course, some of them have gone on to do more business with us, to invest in other of our products. So that was it for the information digital publishing side of our business. Then coming to the e-commerce side of our business, one of the things that helped us this year, if you are into e-commerce, you have to pay very close attention. I hope you guys are following. I hope you guys are following. I'm actually trying to not take so much of our time. But then if you are getting much value from this section, let me know in the comment section. Okay, if you are getting much value, if you are getting an if you are getting much value from this section, let me know in the comment section. Let me also know if you could hear me, and so I should, yeah. Do I fire down? Very close attention. All right. I hope you guys. So I was saying, okay, Gideon said true words. Adaptability is survival. Yeah, adaptability is survival. Sample on Nyekwere. All right. So the e-commerce side of our business, part of the things we did was, okay, Sanusi said, okay, you could hear me. All right. That's awesome. And you're also getting value. That's awesome. So if you're into e-commerce, now I've covered what we did in our digital publishing, that's information product side of business. I want to talk about the e-commerce, our e-commerce side of business. All right, that's very good. Bolatito, I'm glad you are getting value. Akinloye, I'm also very happy that you are getting much value from this section. That's awesome. So if you're into e-commerce, like I said, you have to pay close attention to a couple of things I want to share with you now. Last year, 2019, I had a section like this where I shared my online business lessons, okay? And as I share my lessons, I also talked about what we would be doing as a business going forward. And if you watch that section, that's in 2019. If you want it, I can still send you a link to it. Just let me know in the comment section. Later after this section, I will send you a link to that particular video. So I talked about avoiding the pit of one. And when I talked about avoiding the pit of one of the things I mentioned was ad account. Because I know, for real, one of the biggest challenges you have as an online marketer, every online marketer faces this challenge, all right, is the ad account issue. At some point, I think towards the ending part of this year, it got to a point where it was as though Facebook went on a rampage. They were flagging accounts. It wasn't down to whether you went against their policy or not. They were just, flagging accounts for the thrill of it, all right? But then when this was happening, I remember that last year on a section like this, I asked those that watched that session that they should, okay, I will put in the link. I asked those that watched that session that they should avoid the pit of one. And part of the pit of one I asked them to avoid was avoid the pit of having just one ad account. Even if you are running your advert and Facebook had not flagged your account, make sure that you have several ad accounts ready. And when I made that comment last year on a live section like this that I did, it was because it was part of what really hit us big in our business last year. Okay, so when I had to sit down to review what we did well and what we did not do well, I had to write down that this ad account stuff, we must find a way around it. So this year, when Facebook were flagging accounts, obviously that for top marketers like me, that we don't always come out to talk about it does not mean that we don't face the same challenges. It's just that because we've been long enough in the game, we've learned how to take the punches. Okay, some people, when they are hit once, like they want to give up, but to us it's like, okay, you've banned this account. Is that all you could do? Let's move. We move, like they say, we move. All right, so part of what we did was we started making, at times we have to make sure that we even have sometimes more ad accounts than necessary. Okay, and if you are into e-commerce, or even if you are into information, whatever, but you run advert, if you've not been doing this, start doing it now. Don't depend on one ad account. Don't depend on one business account. Ask your friends, ask family members if you can buy from people, get access to the account and have it handy. Then part of what we did, which was also what I shared in the section last year, was at some point while in-house, when I say in-house, I mean we get to the office, my team, we set up our advert and we run. Part of what we also do what we still do is that while we run our adverts in-house, we also contract out our traffic generation side of business to media buyers. Okay, so I have someone in my corner, one of the finest media buyers in the country, that also handle my adverts. Okay, he also handles my adverts. Okay, so while we are running in our business, in our company, we come to the office, we are setting up adverts, he is also from his end running. And because he's into media buying, he has ad accounts, he knows how he sources for it. So if they're flagging this, he's moving on to the next one. While we are at the office, we are still doing our thing here, and if they should flag this, give us maybe a day, couple of days, we still get onto the next ad account and we keep it rolling. Because if you don't do it that way, man, it's going to be tough for you. It's going to be tough. If you are just dependent on one ad account, it's going to be tough. So get much more ad accounts than you need. Don't wait until Facebook have, hit you with their hammer before you take the necessary steps. Get as many ad accounts as possible. And beyond ad accounts, I also realize, and this is insider secret I'm letting you in on. I don't know, maybe you've experienced that, maybe not, but you might have realized that sometimes you might be running, you have the same product, the same offer, the same price point, you set your ad, the same targeting on a particular ad account. That ad account, the conversion is not necessarily much, but then you set that same ad, that same offer, that same price point on another ad account, and that one tends to convert better than the other one. It's not something that you don't get this, it's not this thing you don't see it on Google, right? This is from experience. So not just our reason of getting several ad accounts, it's not just about Facebook banning this ad account and us having other ad accounts to get on with. But then we've also come to realize that you might be running adverts, the same product, the same offer, the same price point on one ad account, and your conversion is not, it's nothing to write home about. Okay, but then that same offer, you start running ad to it, to that funnel on another ad account, and conversion picks up. So when we are running adverts, we have it as a point, okay, set up advert for this funnel, be running it on this ad account, run it on this ad account, run it on this ad account. Let's see. While we are testing on this, we are looking at the ones that these things, like, it's crazy. I don't know I hope you get this. Okay, I hope you get this, because there are people, if you've stayed long enough in the game, you've maybe having conversations with others, you'll be like, a colleague of mine I was on phone with him a couple of days ago. He was like, there is this product I'm pushing with a friend, the same budget. They started out with $30 per day, okay, daily ad budget. His friend would get like 5 to 7 orders on average per day, but for 3-4 days he didn't get any order. The same product, the same price point, everything, the same targeting. How do you explain that? Then some weeks later, he changed his account. He said he was using a dollar account. He now switched to a Naira account, and conversion picked up. So you see that in this game, it's still part of avoiding the pit of one. You might not know this, but this comes with experience. You only get to hear this like if you are within the circle of those that have been long enough in the game. But if you are just starting out, you are inexperienced, you might not get to know all this stuff. Okay, so avoid the pit of one. If you've been focusing on one ad account before, maybe one product, of course, avoiding the pit of one, like I said, I'll put a link to the previous video so you should go and watch it. Don't depend on one ad account. Don't depend on running your advert from one ad account, and if you can, test it out in different ad accounts if you can. It takes much more work and energy, but obviously the reward, because if we are able to get the one that will bring in better conversion, the reward is going to be massive. So avoid the pit of one. It's one of the lessons I picked up last year, and I implemented it in my business this year, and like the result is there for us to see. Okay, then another thing is which I've touched on is when I talked about avoiding the pit of one, is if you get to a point where when you are running your business, your online business, yes, when you are starting out, because you are very limited on resources, you'll be the guy that is putting on all hats. By that I mean you are the one creating your funnels, you are the one writing your copies, you are the one running your adverts, you are the one calling customers, you are the one calling delivery guys, and so on and so forth. But it gets to a point where you cannot scale, you cannot go big, you cannot grow if you are that person that wears these 10 hats all at a time. So what do? You have to understand, depending on the stage of your business, if you are still starting out and you have limited resources, by all means, of course, it's part of the dues, it's part of the price you pay. You could do all those things, but a time comes when if you must play at a higher level, if you must scale, you start outsourcing. Okay, these days, majority of what I do in our business is to think, to come up with strategies, to come up with, okay, how do we structure this offer? When it comes to funnel, I don't handle the funnel designs again, all right? When it comes to running adverts, recently I got someone, like I said, I have a media buyer, and in-house I also have someone that we've been developing kind of, okay? He joined us as not at the pro level, but obviously we are trying to get him there so that he could also, understand the game. And so, but eventually what I'm trying to do, or what I'm doing now, is I'm letting go some things that will take my time and eventually limit the growth of the business. So the only thing I know till date I still do like 110% is to write sales copies or webinar scripts. Okay? To write sales copies and webinar scripts. And the reason is simple. Until I've gotten someone, or I've trained someone to get to the level that I can say, yes, I will confidently leave this and know that, yeah, you can deliver. But till then, for now, when it comes to sales copies, like I said, when it comes to copywriting, I've got it. It's like my strongest point. So I still handle that aspect of our business. I have not gotten to the point where I outsource it, or I have confidence in someone for the person to deliver on the results, okay? But outside that, funnel creation, I don't do that most of the times, like 97% of the times. I don't do that any longer. Facebook adverts, yeah, once in a while I still, of course, set up the advert, look at the dashboard, but I have a media buyer, like I said, and currently in-house, I'm also training someone, that will, in the weeks, months to come, that we take up on that, okay? So depending on the stage you are in business, look to outsource. If you want to do all these things by yourself, you will not grow past the level you are currently at. So look to outsource, look to delegate. Then another thing we did which helped us was we actually, personally, because at times when we talk about when people look at marketers like us who have been long in the business, sometimes they have this misconception that we have it all figured out. But life is not necessarily like that. Business is not necessarily like that, okay? So what happens was that in the past, if you're into e-commerce, pay attention to this point. In the past, when we are testing products, we can run adverts, and if the conversion is not at the rate we would want it to be, we just kill it. If it brings in orders, most times we don't follow up on such orders because we feel like, okay, I expect if I'm testing this product and I'm spending so amount for me to go ahead, pushing that product, I expect so level of orders, on average this amount of orders to come in on a daily basis. But if it's not doing that, if the order is dropping in, yeah, we've spent, there are times we even do, which again is not always what you hear out there. You spend $30, if it's in naira, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 naira, 5,000 as the case may be, on daily ad budget to test a product, and that advert runs for like 4-5 days. You don't get another, or you get 1 or 2 orders or 3 orders. Now if it's 10,000 naira we're spending on our daily ad budget, it means if that advert we allow it to run for 4-5 days, it means we've spent 50,000 naira on ad budget. And then what happens is that if it's a product that maybe because we've not found a unique angle to sell it, or a proper targeting or whatever, you find out that we've spent like 50,000 without making positive return on investment. So sometimes in the past, what we do is, if we look at that product and we feel like, okay, this product is, we've tried out what we are supposed to, and the others are just here and there, we neglect the others. Yes, it wasn't a good thing to do, but this is me telling you, this is what we've done in the past. We neglect the others, we don't bother to deliver. But then I woke up one morning and I felt like, well, if we are testing a product and we are spending 5,000 per day on ad budget to test this product, and in 5 days that's like 25,000, and this brings, let's say, a product that the profit margin is 10,000 naira, okay? If we've run this advert for 5 days and the performance wasn't so cool, but we're able to get 3 orders, if we should deliver that 3 orders, successful orders, if we should deliver it successfully, it means 30,000 naira. Or let's say we even deliver 2, it means that's 20,000 naira in return, right? Now, instead of losing 25,000 on advert that did not test, running test advert that did not work, we no longer lose 25,000. We've made 20,000 naira back, so we are now losing 5,000 naira. Okay, so what we now started doing is, before we test a product, we could get, instead of, we don't buy in bulk, okay, and that's, we don't even buy before until we confirm that yes, there is a market for this product. But like I said, when I had this, I got this light bulb moment. What we now do is, before we test, we could get like 5 pieces of that product just to have it handy. Okay, we could get like, of course, majority of it is local outsourcing. We could get like 5 pieces of that product. Then when we are testing, if the performance, if the product doesn't sell or wouldn't sell as we would have expected, maybe we got a couple of orders here and there, we will still deliver. Now, when we deliver, even if we decide to kill the advert, not to go ahead with that particular product, the successful deliveries would now, the return we made from it would now cut down on what we would have lost testing the product. I don't know if you get it. So if, like I said, we are doing 5,000 daily ad budget, which we actually do more, but 5,000 naira daily budget, we tested it for 5 days and it brought in just 2 orders for a product that has 10,000 naira profit margin. Now, when these 2 orders, successful orders rather, when we deliver, we've made 20,000 naira in return, minus 25 minus 20, it means we only lost 5,000 naira testing for that product. So even if we are to kill, we don't go ahead to push that product, it will be like, okay, we didn't lose 25,000, we lost 5,000 testing this product. All right, so that is when you are testing a product, get a couple, 1 or 2 of that product, most especially if you are into local sourcing, not when you are importing from China. Okay, if you're into local arbitrage, get 1 or 2 of that product handy, because while you test, the conversion might not be as much as you would want it, but those customers that would place their order and they are serious, when you deliver, the money you make in return, your profit will help to cushion the effect of the exact or the bulk amount, whatever it is, you might have lost just testing and not fulfilling the orders. Okay, so basically that's that for the lessons for 2020 in our digital publishing business and e-commerce business. In subsequent weeks, I don't know exactly when, but I know I have in mind that I will still go live to tell you what you should be doing, how you should prepare to, do much better business, increase your sales, your revenue in the new year. That's 2021. I know for a fact that I will still go live to do that. But for this section, for this live section, it was just to share with you lessons and experiences, what we did this 2020 that has helped us in our business. Okay, so like I said, in the next couple of days, weeks, maybe on 25th of December, I will still go live to share with you, if you are really serious about building a long-term online business, whether it's e-commerce, information marketing, affiliate marketing, product launches, freelancing, I'm going to share with you what you should be doing going into the new year. All right, so I hope you found this valuable. A couple of you have left comments in the comment section that this is okay. Sanusi said loaded information. Yeah, you're welcome. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I will try as much as I can to attend to your questions. Okay, I'll try as much as I can to attend to your questions. With that being said, keep being awesome. This online business will go in it, please go in it with the long-term mindset. Don't go in it to just play around. Don't go in it to just make a couple of bucks here and there, and cash out and do other things. No, this is a real business. It has its own challenges. You're going to face lots of challenges, but if you go in with the right commitment, with the long-term mindset, like you are going to the reward is huge. Okay, the reward is huge, and you're going to love yourself more for committing to the long term. All right. Okay, Vincent says so practical. Yeah, I am very glad that you found it very, very practical. That is the essence of me coming on live, to share. It's not just reading out from the papers. No, this is honed in the trenches experience, what we do every day in our businesses, and the lessons we've come to pick over the period of the year. All right, so thank you all for joining us live, and if you know anybody that would benefit from this live section, let them know about our community, let them know about this live section, share the video with them, let them watch and learn. And you that have watched, make sure to apply what you've learned on this section, from this section. Make sure to apply it in your business. All right, so take care of yourself. Bye for now.